Are you working with someone you can't stand? We've all been there. Working with people I want to punch in the throat has been called relatable and laugh out loud hilarious. Read the stories about all the crazy people Jen Mann has worked with over the years. Find out who she wants to punch in the throat. Working with people I want to punch in the throat is now available everywhere books are sold.
Hi, I'm Denise Grover-Swank.
And I'm Jen Mann.
And we are two midlife mamas. And I did not look at the whiteboard.
You're so good. So Denise has been having me count her in because she was counting herself in and it was causing a problem because she would say like 3, 2, 1, hi. So there wasn't enough place to edit. So I said, well, I'll count you in. Every time I keep forgetting. She stares at me and I'm like, what's up? She's like smiling at me. Like, I'm like, yeah, hi, how are you? And she's like, count us in. Oh, right. So between the two of us, we are so good at this.
That's right. Well, I got in trouble with Ross. He's like, you're going in too fast. I don't have time to edit this. Apparently, I was counting down with my finger with one, and he said I would start for the YouTube portion, and he says I was looking like a fool with my finger sticking up in the air. So, I mean, at least he was kind enough to try to make me look good, right?
Good,
yeah.
I don't know. That's hard. I just thought that I'm looking like a fool. If that's what he's worried about, then there's nothing that's going to show up in this podcast.
I know. Yeah, no, it's so funny because I used to be so horrified at the thought of looking like a fool in public, and I still don't want to, but I'm much less worried about that sort of thing than I used to. So
one of the nicer things about growing older.
I know, right? Yeah.
No more fucks to go.
Although I did a live video in my group on Sunday night because I had said if I got 100 reviews on my book, I would do a giveaway to celebrate the success of and I made sure to make clear that I wasn't rewarding people for reviews because that's a no-no. You can't buy reviews, although you can in some places and get away with it, and that's a whole other topic.
Depends on who you are.
Yeah. But in any case, I did a live video in the sunroom, and the lighting in the nighttime is terrible in there. So I was turning all these lamps on, and I took one of the ring lights in here and set it up in there, and I was like, oh my God, I look like a freaking ghost. So a lot of times I go back and watch those videos and see if I said something and made a fool of myself. But this time I won't even look at it because I feel like I look so bad.
Yeah, I've decided that as long as sometimes I've decided now more what I do. Sometimes I have to make a video like that. You've promised it, you're going to do it.
Yes.
So, it is what it is. But other days I literally am oh, my hair looks good today. I should make a video.
I know, I've done that too. I've done that too. And what's so funny is I was working on Sunday and I was literally spent the entire day in my pajamas. And I'd said I was going to do that. And then we were having dinner with my kids and it was 7 o'clock. And I checked my phone and I'm like, oh, I just hit 100. So then I had to go put makeup on to do the video. So
yeah, that's more me now. I'm I look pretty good. I should do a video.
And they're why are you putting makeup on at 7 o'clock at night? Are you going somewhere?
In your jammies.
Yeah, in my jammies. Yeah. Here's a little secret. I put a bra on under my jammy shirt and put a little sweater over it.
I do that. I do at least put a bra on, but the rest of it I don't care about. Yeah. I will kind of the other day I was in my jammies, I think, when I did a video. And I did one at my mom's house last week when we were decorating, and it's all just I'm walking around, so it's all just my face. Yeah. So that's not funny.
Well, and I do videos and pictures without makeup. I did one last Monday talking about my diet.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't have any makeup on or anything. So.
Yeah, you just been working out or something, you said.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I don't have that excuse. I just.
Well, most of the time I don't have that excuse either.
I'm just it's 3 o'clock. I'm not dressed yet.
Hey, if I can get away with wearing my pajamas all day, hey, I'm going for it. That's the beauty of working at home, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I only get dressed when I'm coming to Denise's.
Yeah.
But we keep saying one day we're going to do one in our pajamas. We haven't done it yet.
We should do that.
The next time I come in, it's cold. I'm wearing jammies.
Well, and the next time we do this will probably be in December.
Yeah.
So we should wear jammies and be all cozy.
Yes.
And, yeah.
Let's do that.
Maybe I'll make some hot cocoa or
there
something.
There you go. Only if it's in keto, though.
I can make keto hot cocoa.
Oh, you can?
Heavy cream.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh. Keto. I'm this goes against everything I've ever thought and believed. It's a lot of fat and a lot of meat and hardly any carbs. So I'm like mega excited this week because I'm eating salads. I get to eat salads. I get to eat some veggies.
Do you eat fruit?
No.
No, because that's like a sugar, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm eating like mega low carbs.
Mega low carbs.
Mega low carbs.
So it's all just like, this is the one where you eat like bacon slathered cheese.
Yeah, I eat a lot of bacon.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but no bread.
No. Oh, God, no.
Wine?
Not at this point.
Yeah.
But I'm like losing weight, so I keep telling the kids, I'm like super into the ketosis phase of trying to lose weight and burn the fat that's in my body. So once I get to the point where I'm like wanna be, then I can up my carbs a little bit if I stay on this. Yeah. But I ordered with that video that I did, I asked people to give me recipes. Yeah. And like somebody recommended a keto dessert cookbook.
What?
Which I think is coming today.
So we'll have keto hot cocoa.
Yeah.
And we'll wear our jammies. That'll be fun. Yeah. We got to make a note because we'll forget, but we'll make a note.
We'll make a note. And when we come together again, we can sit around and gossip, which is the topic of today's podcast.
Oh, girl, I got
Look at that. Look how I segued in there.
So good.
Yeah, so good. It's like I'm a pro already.
I can't get over that.
Right.
As I say, I have so much to tell you. No.
I'm dying to hear it.
So yesterday I saw this article about how gossiping is good for your health. And I thought, well, then I must be the healthiest person alive.
Okay, I have to ask you. What was the source of this? Because I see all of those BuzzFeed, gossip's good for you, right?
Unless it's political, I don't check the source.
Okay.
It could have been a BuzzFeed quiz for all I know.
Okay, all right.
It could have been which gossipy princess are you? You know? And I would have taken the quiz.
Okay.
No, it's like any of those articles that say stuff like swearing, people who swear a lot are smarter, people who are cluttery, you know, are brighter. Any sort of headline like that, I'm all over that because I'm like, oh, that is me. When they, when they sit there and say people who run 8 miles a day are idiots, I'm like, yes, see, I knew it, and I don't care where the article came from.
You just want them to confirm your personal beliefs.
100%.
Okay, and I'm going to throw this out here, and then we'll let it go. But that is a part of the reason we are in the political trouble we are in now is because people find things that are unsourced that confirm their political beliefs. Okay, and I'm going to let that go right now.
Okay, I'll do better, but but unless it's about gossip, I mean, if it was about the political stuff, I would have verified it before I shared it and confirmed my beliefs. But the rest of it, I'm all over all these pseudoscientific research.
I love it. Well, my article came from Health Magazine and was
so is that more reputable than
and a psychologist was the source. So.
Oh, mine was. I'm sure mine was I don't know, some mom site. Swearing
but I believe it's true because your article also backs up my article.
Oh, actually, hold on a second. I can top you. I read another article just now when we were talking about it, and I said, let me refresh my memory what it was about, and it came from The Atlantic.
Well, see, there you go.
And it was an 8-minute read, so I skimmed it.
So of the 3 articles we've read, 2 are verified and bona fide sources.
Rando.
Yeah. But I like it.
But the rando one had the best clickbaity headline.
I love it.
And so I clicked it.
Yes, and I actually saw that somewhere. Was that in Midlife Bites or
probably?
No? Yeah,
probably.
Okay. It seems like I saw it. Or maybe you posted it somewhere.
I probably posted it because I do like to share those again just to reconfirm to everyone else who is also in the boat that I'm in that we are not, that we're okay.
Yes.
So but I started thinking about it and then but when you read the article, it actually does talk about how it's more about the creating of community. There was a quote I pulled from it that said something about 2 people who can complain about a third person feel closer to one another. And I was like, that is my life.
Yes.
As a person who has built an incredibly successful cottage industry on complaining and gossiping about things, I just thought, yes, that's me.
That's your brand.
Because that's all I do. Brand. And I feel so much better after I have complained and vented and gossiped and, and had, and what also makes me feel better is that when people go back to me and say, me too. Yes. I feel that way too.
You know that you're not the only one. And, and it's sense of community. You don't feel so alone.
Right. Right. You create this community where we all hate the same thing.
Yes.
And, for me, it's pants. And so, everyone knows I hate pants. And so they're all like, yes, I hate pants too.
Yes.
And so, you know, and yes, I also hate Susan down the street, but more I hate pants.
Right.
And I would rather talk about how much I hate pants than Susan.
Yes.
But I think that, but what I was talking about too is that it's not, gossip is not necessarily malicious. Like when we think of gossip, we think of it as being malicious, that we hate
being
Susan.
Mean and we're talking to saying mean things about someone behind their back. And yes.
And that really what it is more commiserating.
Yes.
And then it's more just sort of that a lot of it is quite boring to other people.
Yes. Because the article I read said that most people, and it didn't specify gender. So, because a lot of times people equate gossiping with women.
Hags.
But yeah, I don't think that's true. Men gossip as well.
I have had more men tell me shit.
Yes. But it says that we gossip at least 52 minutes a day.
Which seems low to me.
Yeah, it does seem low, but I guess maybe that's averaged out.
Yeah.
Because some days you're not going to maybe gossip that much, and some days you are.
Well,
more.
or I think it takes two to gossip. Like, I will tell my husband stuff. Like, I'll be like, and then this happened.
Yes.
And then that happened.
Yes.
And he tuned me out an hour ago.
Right.
And so
it's a little one-sided.
Yeah, it's very one-sided.
You need a more active participant.
I do. I need a vent buddy.
Do you have a vent buddy?
I have a vent. I have an online vent community.
Yeah.
I'm blessed in that way that I have a large community of a lot of people who will let me complain to them. And so I mostly just get on Facebook and say what I'm unhappy about. Yeah. And then some people will say, you're an idiot. Go back to the kitchen and do what you do best, little lady. And then I say, fuck you, you're banned.
Yeah.
And then
I love it.
80 other people will say, me too. And I'm like, you're my best friends.
Yes.
You get me.
Yes.
So but I do think that, I mean, that's really why I started blogging, was because I had no one to complain to and to gossip with or vent to. My husband was not interested in listening to me talk about the things I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
My mom is good to listen to me, but sometimes it's her who I want to complain about.
Right.
So it's a little hard.
Complain about her to you.
Yeah, you can't complain and be like, Denise, you're driving me crazy.
Yeah. Sorry.
And so I started the blog, and I started People on a Punch in the Throat just so I would have a place to sort of, because I think and I see this in Midlife Bites. So in Midlife Bites, like every post has to be moderated because some people cannot be trusted to not be dicks. And so we moderate all the posts. And I will see a lot
both the posts and the comments.
The comments get going okay. We just watch the comments. Okay. There's no way to
right, but you're watching them and so there is moderation of that.
There is. So I don't know what the word is I'm trying to say, but you can't post in there without me approving it to start the conversation.
You have to have post approval.
There it is. Yes. And so we do that, and I see a lot of them. Some of them are really hot topics. Just more than I want to get into. Right. Like I don't have the bandwidth to watch that one today. Yeah. And at the end, and I'll think to myself, I'm probably not going to post this. This is probably not going to make the cut, And at the end, the person will kind of they'll already start to be calming down. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
And they'll be starting to calm down by the end, and they'll be like, I don't really know. This probably won't get posted. So, but I needed to vent.
Right.
Thanks for listening.
Yes.
And they feel better, and I'm like, I heard you, sister. I heard you, girl. And I just delete it and we move on, and I think that's part of it too. And sometimes my mods will see those posts and they'll be like, oh my gosh, everyone's so negative. And I'm like, yes, I know, but it's also it's healthy.
Yes.
It's so healthy. Yes. You feel so much better when you get this stuff off.
Letting it out.
Yeah. You just get so much. My daughter and I are both big venters. Yeah. And my husband and my son are not. And they're the ones who explode.
Ah, gotcha. Yes.
Are you a venter?
I keep it all in, and then it reaches a certain point, and then I explode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, and that's.
I don't if it happens. I usually will it depends on who's with me. Mm-hmm. But if it's, I usually will just stuff it down and say, okay, just deal with it, right? Yeah. I won't blow up. So, yeah.
See, and I stuff nothing, unfortunately.
Well, that's healthier though.
I'm like a little teapot.
That's healthier though.
I'm just going around all day whistling. I'm always letting out steam all day long. And some of it is venting and some of it is gossiping. And I feel if I've come out of one of the things that I was reading was talking about how, it's not necessarily that you're talking about somebody their physical looks or their marriage or, something like that. But it's more just how they made you feel.
Yes.
How their actions or their behavior towards you made you feel. And that's what you're gossiping about. Yes. Yeah. And I think that's when you do feel better. And when you have someone say to you, I know that's terrible. And I think that's where women and men are a little bit different. Men want you to solve it.
Yes. Yeah. And women just need to talk about it and get it off their chest.
And that's how I feel with Midlife Bites. I just feel like,
Yeah.
you know, no one, and I've asked some of them now too, like when they're posting, I'm like, let us know what you want, because we have solvers in here and we have listeners.
Right.
And some people want to solve. And if you don't want to have your problem solved, it just makes you angrier.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
And so I'm like, so tell me what you want. Like, do you just want people to stroke your hair and tell you you're pretty and that girl's a bitch?
Yeah.
Or do you need us to like actually physically solve this problem?
Figure out what to do.
Yeah. And so it's helped a lot when they kind of let me know what they want.
Right.
So, but 9 times out of 10, it's just, I'm just looking for someone to listen.
Yeah.
And,
well, and I think that's a lot of us. We just want someone to listen. Yeah.
And to me, that's what gossiping does. That's what provides.
So do you think that your groups and being on Facebook and your blog, do you think all of that is enough? Is that, or do you need like you feel like sometimes you actually need a person to vent to, like more one-on-one?
Yeah. I think sometimes it kind of depends on the topic, I guess. If it's like right now, of course, I think for the last several years, like a lot of women, I've been very worked up over politics.
Yes.
And there's no one who will listen to me about that anymore.
Yeah.
And so
I know. I will. Girl,
thank
I'm
you.
your girl. I'm your girl.
So I think like, and so I have a group for that, but it's still not enough. Like I do feel like I need someone, I need someone that I can just go out with and be like, I need to burn something down today.
Yeah.
And I can't. So could you talk me down, please?
Yeah.
And but as far as like, and I think I need someone to talk to about my husband sometimes too.
Oh, definitely.
You know, I write about him a lot, but believe it or not, there are still some secrets out there.
Right.
You know, like, and so I have a few close girlfriends that I can kind of commiserate with because again, I know that they have the same, because I think that's the worst too, is that when you sit down to talk to someone and you're kind of looking to like vent and you're not maybe going through the best part, and then someone else is like, oh, I'm so happy. Like,
that's hard.
Like, I'm so blessed right now. And you're just like, I'm so happy for you. Fuck off.
Yeah. Right.
And I think that's part of it too, is that you kind of like, I need to have people who are kind of on the same page. And so, like it said before, where we can bond over the hatred of one person.
Yes.
You know, and so it's like if I'm sitting down to tell you about my boss and you're just like, I love your boss. I'm like, okay,
that is never going to work. Yeah. That's never going to work.
So I think that's the thing too. But I think it's hard to figure out who you can trust though too.
Right.
Because.
Oh yeah. Especially for us, because like, especially if I'm like doing it on a Facebook Messenger, you know, I'm so much aware that people screenshot those things and post them somewhere. So I'm very careful about what I say unless there's someone I can truly, truly trust.
Yes.
So, yeah.
I'm hyper aware of what I put in print, like what I write, like what I, you know, I feel like everything I write, whether it's an email, a message, a text message, like that it is public. That I should just be thinking about it, especially now that I've been watching the testimonies of the,
I know,
the hearings,
right? And
riveting
text messages and stuff.
All those text messages, which kind of kills me that those guys like did all this shit over text message too.
I know, right?
Is there nothing more like secure than that? I don't know, but
maybe they're on secure phones.
Hopefully,
but Trump doesn't have a secure phone.
He doesn't. Trump doesn't even have a pencil. Apparently, he likes to write in Sharpie. But I think that. I think it's, you know, I just think to myself all the time, like, what would I do? And I try, because I feel like in this day and age, so many things, and it's not just us, it's our kids too.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to teach my kids.
I know.
Like,
yes. Me too. Yes.
You know, like, you know, that it's like, you want to make sure that everything you're doing is not going to get out. You know, I mean, my son had an incident a couple weeks ago at school that he thought he'd gotten away with. And, but, you know, everyone has a phone in their pocket with a camera. And guess who didn't get away with it? You know, guess what ended up on the internet? And, and so it's like I have to constantly be thinking like that. So so that's the worrisome I have thing. So it's like I need to vent. So luckily I can kind of vent and I can kind of feel better. But if it's super uber personal, no, there's very few people I can talk to about the super personal stuff.
I have one person that I like can talk to about probably pretty much anything, and we like have like I had a bad experience happen and she was there for me, and then she had the exact same bad experience happen to her like 2 years later. So like I was great because I'd been there, done that, and I, you know, I could like I knew the things that she needed to hear and what needed, you know, what she needed encouragement for or whatever. So yeah, it's great when you have someone who's like got a shared experience like that and can understand what you're going through. So
see, and I think that's my problem too, is that I'm not a very good friend in that I never know what the right thing is to say about a lot of things.
Yeah, me too. Actually, me too.
Like my answer is always like, that's fucked. Like, like, I'm just like, who should we kill? Like, like, do you want me to hit someone's car? Because I can do that. But like, as far as like offering you like sound advice about either like a health scare or or your spouse is sick or you're, something major is happening in your life. I mean, I really don't know. And so my good friends know that I'm just like, I am not the person.
Right.
Like, you come to me if you need like a badass pep talk. Like, I can do that for you, but I can't even hardly make a meal for you, but I can get you a Stouffer's lasagna.
Right. Right. Yeah.
But like the rest of it, I will come clean your house or something if you need that, but I can't be the one to sort of talk you through really hard stuff because I am not that. I'm a super shallow person at the end of the day. Like, I just don't have that much depth to me.
Well, I've had some friends like, or I've like known people like, because I'm widowed. And so I've had like, I had a friend on Facebook who said several years ago, hey, my friend's husband was just killed. Will you like, and like be there, like support her? And we became like, and I did, like, we became friends we weren't even friends on Facebook. And I friended her and we've never talked in person, but like, I messaged her and I checked on her first year and even after, and I like cheerleaded her through and like warned her about the pitfalls of widowhood and the grief and all of that stuff. So because I had no one to guide me through any of that. So I'm like that's like kind of like a ministry almost that I have. Like if I know some, especially younger widows.
I was just going to say that. Younger.
Yeah. And so like I can like, I can't really necessarily tell them what to do, but I can give them, I've been there. I've done that. I've survived it. You'll get through this. It's hard. It sucks. It's bad. It's awful. It's terrible. But you're going to do it. You're going to survive this. Yeah. So, yeah.
Because I think that's the difference too, is that even like a older widow doesn't even understand what you went through.
Yes.
And what it has continued to affect your whole life, I am sure, that everything is different.
Yes. Yes.
And so I think that I think that's awesome that you can reach out to people. And that's the thing, like if I'm trying to think like, do I have any experience like that? That I can like, so if you really want to know how to conjugate the F word, like I can help you with that. But like otherwise, I don't know. But okay, but that actually, you reminded me of something too. So you said that you've never met this woman, that you guys are good friends on Facebook.
Yeah.
So that's the other part I think people in my real world don't understand, is that I can like talk to and be very close to.
I have so many close friends
so many
that I've
internet
met online. Yeah.
Yeah.
Shannon Mayer, author.
Yeah.
She's like one of my best friends.
Yeah.
And we met online and we didn't even talk for a couple of years. And we just recently met each other like a year ago. So,
oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You guys, they're like besties together.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Totally. Yeah. She's the person I can tell anything to.
Yeah.
And I can, no matter how bad, and she will not think I'm a horrible person.
Right.
Like I can tell her that I literally want to go kill someone down and kill them. And she'd be like, I got some knives. Which one do you want? Right?
My car is big.
We got to get them over the Canadian border, but that's an issue, right? Yeah.
I have an idea. Maybe I can be party for a threesome.
Yeah.
No, I do. Like, that's the thing, too. I think, like, I'm very close to people who I either have never met or maybe only see once or twice a year or something like that. But, yeah, I talk to them all day, every day. Like,
oh, yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm talking to them. Like, I talk to them more than I talk to some of my...
Like, I've already talked to Shannon twice today.
Yeah.
On Facebook. On Facebook Messenger. And, and two separate... Like, we talked earlier, and well, actually probably three.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah. And I think that's the part too, because for me, especially because of what I write and how much I write about it, that is something that people like are worried about with me. Like it'll always be like, this is off the record. Like, you can't use this.
Right.
But on the flip side, I have people who come to me and they're like, you can totally use this. And I need you to like end this person.
And it's funny that you said that, because last week I had some woman say, Denise, she posted in my readers group, will you put my boss in your book and kill her? She's driving me crazy. So I don't know, like I was just like in a good mood because my book release was doing really well. So I'm like, okay, I have a book I'm getting ready to write. I need to know her name, some description, some details. And so she did. And then
how messy would you like the death to be?
And somebody else was like, hey, will you put my ex-husband in there? And I'm like, okay, this character has an ex-husband. And then I'm like, you know what? This would, because I'm still barely got a plot for this book. Don't know anybody's names or anything. So then I made another post and I said, I'm writing a book. I'm starting it in December. And I'm going to let all y'all name every single character in this book.
Oh my
gosh.
gosh.
And so I've got like 200 comments of now people like, I'm like, here's what I need, and you give me some answers.
Yeah.
And so I haven't even hardly looked at any of them, but so like when it comes time to like start like writing this book, I'm gonna like
see, and they'll feel better like once they read it.
It's like, especially the ones I kill off.
Yeah,
right? Because I'm probably gonna be killing off quite a few.
Because that's the thing. Because so many times I'll get emails from people where they'll say like, I can't do anything about this because I will lose my job or I will, whatever it is. But they're like, but this is happening in my town or this person and so a lot of times some of my posts that I wrote on the blog especially would come out of that it wouldn't necessarily be their exact experience. Right. But it would just be like, so many of us have gone through that. Yes. Like I wrote a blog post about dogs that people really freaked out about. I still get hate mail and death threats over it. I wrote a post about dogs, that dogs are not like children, that your dog is not your child. I say this to a woman who has a house full of dogs.
Yeah, but they're not my children.
They will probably murder me before I leave. And she'll call Shannon and be like, where should I put the body? But
she has a big farm in Canada. So you want to go to Canada with me? I just need to invite someone to Canada with me. Oh, he didn't return. I don't know what happened to him.
She ran away. She hated Trump.
Yeah.
But this woman who had told me about the story though, it was her funeral for her baby. Her baby had died. Gosh. And someone, they're going through the receiving line where people are saying super awkward, weird things to you and trying to tell you they're sorry and like where I'm awful, where I'm just like, that's fucked. And this woman stopped and is crying and said, I know exactly how you feel. My dog died yesterday.
Oh my God.
And my friend was like so stunned at the moment that she really did not know what to say to her. And the line just kept moving. But she said the more she thought about it, the angrier she got. And she was like, no, my baby died, Yes. And so she was telling me about it, but she's like, but I can't really write about it. I'm like, oh, I can, And so I wrote about it and I still get hate mail from people. And I like just yesterday, I got another one. Like it gets posted on these dog groups and they like blow up and then they all want to kill me. And but that's what I mean by like, like she needed to vent and get that off her chest and be like, I couldn't really do anything in the moment. Yes. But then I can write about it. Yes. And I can make her feel better.
I can be a voice for you.
Yeah. And she can, passive aggressively share it with that woman and be like, hey girl.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I have a lot of dogs and like I went to the vet yesterday. I posted this on Facebook and I get to the vet. I took Duke to get his rabies shot because he's getting groomed on Friday. And I realize I'm wearing a t-shirt that says, I want all the dogs.
I saw that. So cute.
And I'm like, I did not plan for that, right? So, like, obviously I love dogs. And in fact, one of my dogs died last year. And I was very, very sad. I, like, cried and, like, I was sad all day long. But that dog was not my child.
Right.
It was not my child. It was totally different.
And, and at this point, I just can't even. I mean, my mom has lost her dog. She loved her dog. You know, we missed that dog. He was a very great dog. But, but I'm like, no, it's not like
the same.
It's not the same. I'm like, we're not going to even say that. That is close. And so, but I think that's the thing too, is that helps me too, because I get very like outraged and then I can write about it and it can feel better, but then other people can feel better too, because it's not necessarily something they can say. So I think your readers are going to love it when you kill the boss off.
Yeah, no, I'm super excited about this book because I think it's going to be so fun that the readers now have some ownership of this book as well. And so, I think it's going to be a fun, it's just a fun project that I got roped into doing. Shannon twisted my arm to do it. It's a secret project. And so, and it'll release in February. So, anyway.
Of course it will. My book will still be out in a year from now. So, it's coming, y'all. It's coming.
So, okay, let me ask you this because I know we're getting close on time. So, do you think that some people, though, are too much complainers? Like sometimes I think that people can get stuck in like this spiral of just complaining, and they almost like they like complaining too much that they can't get out of it. They can't like enjoy life because they're too, I think there's like a fine line.
Yes.
And like sometimes you go through an experience where, yeah, like with Shannon and I, with the 2 experiences that we shared, like that was all we talked about for a long time, right? And like we were like in both instances, we would rehash the same thing over and over and over and over. But we had to just keep venting. And the recipient of the venting understood that. But sometimes I think you get people who are stuck in a situation who won't try to get out of it, or and sometimes I think then they're gossiping, but it's like too much. Yeah,
I think there's definitely like everything in moderation, you know.
Yes.
But I do think that there's people who, I said earlier before that I just want to vent, I don't want to be fixed. But that's not true too. Like some things do need to be fixed.
Yes,
like,
exactly. Yes.
You know, sometimes there is a fix. Like sometimes it's like,
so if someone's in a really bad relationship with someone who keeps like hurting them over and over and over and over again, at some point they have to like reach the point where they acknowledge this person is not going to change. And
and how can I help you move on?
Yes.
Because I'm here to help you.
Yes.
And I'm happy to listen, but on the other hand, at this point, like you're in danger, girl.
Yeah.
Like we got to get you out of here.
Yeah.
And so I think that's kind of, and then I think also just a negative, like for me, I will see it in myself that I'll start thinking like, oh, I'm getting too dark, you know, because I do have a tendency to bitch a lot.
Oh, I do too.
And I'm like more like the last couple of years I've been like really hypersensitive to it, that I'm like, oh, you know, maybe that's like a problem.
Right.
because again, I see these articles people share about negative people that drag down your energy.
But I don't consider you a negative person at all.
I hope not, but it's like, but you know, I have a good friend who at one point she started posting like all these like hashtag blessed memes, and she started posting all these like enlightening shit. And I was like, what is happening? And so I texted her and I was like, am I like a negative influence on you? She was like, no. Why would you
talking about?
I was like, well, because you're like posting all this like happy go light shit. And she's like, I'm just sad and I'm trying to make myself feel better. And I was like, okay, good. So we're cool. And she's like, yes, keep complaining. You know, I think part of it, the difference with me though, is that I can do it in a funny way. So there's always a humor.
Yeah,
to it.
You're not like Debbie Downer. Like if you're complaining about something, it's usually funny.
I was just gonna say like I'm not Eeyore, but you know, but it's like, but I try to keep it funny and I try to keep it like relatable.
Yeah.
But some days, and there will be days where I'll just say like, especially on my blog, like I'll just say I'm like, today I'm pissed as fuck. So come back tomorrow.
Appropriate.
Yeah, like
it's appropriate. Yeah,
I'm like, if you can't handle it, then come back tomorrow. Maybe tomorrow I'll be funny, but today I am mad.
Right.
And so there's stuff like that. But I do think, like my daughter, she has a tendency to sort of get very blah, and so I'm constantly like on her, kind of saying like, we need to think of something happy today. Like something good that happened today. Like let's be thankful for something.
Yeah.
And even, you know, writing this midlife book, that was something my editor kept stressing. She was like, there needs to be hope, Jen. And I was like, hope? Do I offer hope to people?
What is hope?
I'm like, what do you mean by hope? And she's like, it's not all bad. You know? And I was like, is it though? You know? So I think that's the thing is like, I do, if I don't keep reminding myself, but again, I think that's where my community helps me, like, because I see them struggling, and then I'm the one pepping, you know, giving pep talks or whatever.
Yes.
And so I think that,
and that makes you feel good.
It does, like, because then it trickles down to me that I'm like, oh, that was a good, little pep talk. I feel better now too.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So I think that you do have to watch it, and there's a difference between venting and being depressed.
Yes, completely.
And and earlier this week I had posted some symptoms to some friends of mine, and I was like, I'm having trouble focusing. I'm having trouble like staying on task, and all these things. And I said, and I did a search for ADD because I think I have ADD, and I said, but it says you should be fidgety and always moving. I'm like, I just want to go to bed. so I was like, am I depressed? Like, is that what's happening right now? Like, I'm like, I am pretty unhappy and mad all the time.
Right.
But then like one of my friends like sent me a message, and she's like, you're mad always though. Like, I mean, she's like, I wouldn't put too much stock in that. And so, but she's like, but yeah, definitely talk to your doctor. But I think, she's like, you're probably just PMSing this week.
Yeah.
And she's like, you just don't want to write. Get to work.
Yeah.
So I do think, yes, there is definitely a line, and you have to be very careful. And I think as long as I'll see some people, like yesterday, in fact, I shared a meme about that I'm not going to water people who don't want to grow.
Right.
I think
that's a good.
And it comes like to that. Yes. That's a toxic thing we talked about, that like if it's just too much, have a conversation, but then
Yes.
also you cut them out.
Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh,
Well,
we're done, girls.
we
All
are
right.
done. Yeah. Well, great topic. This was a fun one.
Yeah. We could gossip all day about it.
I know, right? Well, okay. Is there anything else you have to?
I have nothing else to say.
I don't have anything else to say either. So
Send us all your good gossip, though.
Yeah. Do you gossip?
Send us an email and tell us the juiciest tidbit you've got. Maybe Denise will put it into a book, and I'll be able to write a whole book about it.
Yeah, send it to me, and I can put it in my book. That's totally like crowdsourced. My crowdsourced book.
that is the one nice thing about being people I want to punch your throat. People send you stuff all the time. You never run out of material.
That's awesome. Okay, well, be sure to subscribe. We are on Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Podbean, a bunch of other places.
All the places you can get a podcast.
Yeah, and then we will just show up on your phone out of nowhere.
That's it.
Okay, well, y'all have a great week.
See you next week.
Bye. Hi, Denise here. I know you're sad because the podcast episode is over, and now you have to wait an entire week to hear us again. But guess what? You don't have to wait. You can listen to one of our audiobooks. Like to listen to true crime podcasts? I've got several mystery series to choose from. Or maybe you prefer to listen to podcasts about The Bachelor. Check out one of my rom-com series. You can find these audiobooks and many more at Audible, Apple Audiobooks, or check out my website, denisegroverspank.com, and click on audiobooks in the menu at the top. Happy listening!